On this week's GTA 5 o'clock, GTA 5 on PC is not delayed, we discuss the winter treats Rockstar laid on at Christmas, and could we have missed something in the ongoing hunt for the jetpack? It's all here on this week's GTA 5 o'clock. Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to this week's GTA 5 o'clock. I'm your host, James Jarvis, and I'm joined this week by Dan Dawkins.
Happy New Year! Yes, I'm back.
He's back
After 5 years away, I'm back on the show.
We've been lost without you. In truth, Dan.
I've also been lost, so I'm glad we found each other. I've been a busy boy, as I've said on the podcast, whatever it is, a video. I've said previously, I've been tied up with all sorts of very tedious things involving my new role. And I'll talk a little bit about some of that in a minute, because it is directly related to GTA 5.
Yeah, we've got some big GTA news coming up about the PC release, and we're going to have a little look back over what happened over the Christmas break, where all of you were obviously playing GTA Online, so were we, so we've got a bit of news about that, and then some mystery stuff. But before we get into that, Dan, let's discuss why you have been away for so long.
Well, I won't tell you all of it because it's really boring. It's being involved with lots of different things that our parent company, Future Publishing, do. But hopefully one exciting thing I have been looking at is a GTA, and this is Grand Theft Auto, themed book. Now this book will be about, celebrating the history of the entire franchise. And our intention is to create, and I say create, it will be me. I will be creating this book with help from all the wonderful journalists at Future Publishing, looking at all the amazing wealth of back catalogue of stuff that Future Publishing has, and also creating some, really great new content. So what I wanted to ask, you was, are you interested in the idea of an official GTA history book produced by the makers of GTA 5 o'clock? What would you like to see in that book? Would you be interested in starring in that book? And there's a couple of different strands to that. One is I'd like to do a poll of GTA 5 readers to see what we think is the greatest GTA moment of all time. So I'd like that to be revealed in the final book.
Chop. That's done.
It could be Chop. It could be any of the other things that isn't Chop.
Not having a jetpack in GTA 5?
Not proven yet, is it? So, all those things. So I just want to hear from you in the comments what you think will make a great book. Now, the idea is it'll be like a bookazine of 150 pages. It'll be on sale globally, probably through different channels on Games Radar and various places on the Future Network, and we'll tweet about it and link you to it. Now, I'm also really keen on the idea of doing deluxe versions. So for 100 people who pre-order the book, and let's say that's GTA 5 o'clock viewers, you might get a special numbered edition, like a 1 to 100 limited edition. It might be a special type of hardback cover with a special treatment. It might even be, and this might actually reduce the value of the book, signed by myself and James. Whatever you think would be a good thing to have. It might be that we get your name written on the cover of that book, because we might have the ability to do that. So we're really investigating special editions. All I want to know is, does that sound like something interesting to you? Just as a bit of background, I have made magazines before. This isn't my first crayon attempt. I used to edit a PlayStation magazine for 7 or 8 years, so hopefully it will be quite good. We're going to involve loads of the talent across the Future Network, from Edge Magazine, official PlayStation, official Xbox, loads of different places. But basically that's my plea to you. Tell us what you would want if there was a GTA 5 o'clock book. Warning, it won't be free, but again, let us know what you think's a fair price for something that, like is what I've just described. That's my pitch.
Perfect. Well, yeah, put your things in the comments below, or tweet us at GTA o'clock, or get in touch on Facebook at facebook.com/GTA o'clock. Another thing that's coming quite soon, Dan, is the PC release of GTA 5. Now, I think some people have been getting a little bit worried about it leading up to its January 27th release, because there hasn't really been any talk about it as yet, and January 27th is about 2 or 3 weeks away. But Rockstar have come out again over the Christmas break on the official forums to say that they haven't announced any changes to this date at this time. So it's still coming on the 27th of January.
That's a very diplomatic statement.
Yeah.
But then we all panicked about the release date of the PS4 and Xbox One versions, and it sailed just fine.
Yes.
But then, to be fair, we had trailers, we had actually seen the game, a few weeks before. So it's a little bit peculiar that this close to the wire. I guess that the key thing is really for the PC release, you're not talking about having to deploy hundreds of thousands of physical copies into the distribution chain, like through GameStop, all these different places. On PC, it's almost exclusively a digital release, so they can run it very close to the wire and almost make it go live, which is not the case really with the console market, where I'm still, I would expect the figures to be predominantly skewed in favour of the retail version as opposed to the digital, because anyone who's downloaded like a PS4 version of a big game on a modest broadband connection will know that can take days. So that's not a cool place to be. But on PC, it's much more infrastructure. Let's see.
And I guess everyone knows it's coming. Everyone knows the content already. I mean, we've seen the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. We've seen the PS4 trailers and stuff. Like, there's obviously stuff in the PC things to show off, like the edit mode and things like that. But you don't need to see that weeks before release. You could see that like the week before and go, oh, that looks really cool.
Of course. I mean, what we all want to see really is, well, obviously, which we'll talk about in a minute, the edit mode. We would totally it looks sensational on PS4, but let's see it on the world's hottest PC gaming rig running at 4K. I want to see steam, pouring out of the back of the PC box station. Let's really see it at its max settings and see how good that game can look.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about on the show previously, you look back to GTA 4 and some of the ice mods for that, which, probably is still in advance of what we've seen of GTA 5 on next gen. When the PC people get really under the hood of GTA 5, what are we going to be seeing 6 months from now from that game? Running off the biggest rigs. What are we going to be seeing when it's modded to work with Oculus Rift? It's a really exciting time for GTA. I've been saying that for only 2 years.
Yeah.
But it continues to be a really exciting time for GTA.
So if we were going to throw out some predictions, Dan, are we going to see a trailer, do you think? And when would we see a PC trailer, given that you've got about a 2-week window?
Oh, catching me on the fly. I mean, I would expect essentially a rejigged trailer stressing the edit mode and essentially similar to the PS4 ones, emphasising a different aspect of the game with sensational visuals. And I wouldn't expect that to drop until pretty close to release, I'd say within a week out of the game.
I think that's about right. I'd also like to throw in a prediction that the trailer that will be made for the PC version will be done entirely in the PC edit mode. So it'll say at the beginning, this is, we normally get, this is entirely captured on PlayStation 4. It'll be like, this is entirely made using the edit mode. So you can really see off what it can do. And I bet there'll be some stunning visuals in there.
That would definitely be the best execution of the way we could do this. So, hey Rockstar, if you're listening, you've still got 2 weeks to make that a reality.
And even if you were doing that already, it's now become a thing I've told you to do.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me, and that would be a great way. Rather than saying, hey, we're going to tell you about what it can do, we're showing you. Perfect.
Brilliant. Okay, well, let's move on to the Christmas winter treats. While you were away, Dan, Christmas happened. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it did.
Yes, that's right. I did enjoy a Christmas.
And Rockstar had some special treats for those of you playing over the Christmas period. It snowed again in Los Santos. Obviously, on the PS3 and 360 versions, it did it, which we weren't expecting. This year, we sort of thought it might happen. It snowed more than once. Christmas Day, it was snowing, and I think somewhere up until New Year, it snowed as well. Partly due to the fact that, I don't know if you were aware that PSN went down.
Yeah.
I think some people were annoyed by it.
The Lizard Mafia or the
Lizard Squad.
Lizard Squad. I mean, the Lizard Mafia are good as well. Respect to you, Lizard Mafia, but Lizard Squad.
Yeah.
Them guys know how to pull off a denial of service attack.
Well, it's the 2Ds they've got at the end of Squad that sells it. So those guys allegedly took down PSN and Xbox Live for a bit, which caused all manner of problems on Christmas Day and Boxing Day because of these kind of things that were meant to happen.
What a joyless thing to do. That's just like mailing children to say Father Christmas doesn't exist. And hey, he does.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you find that revelation in itself shocking. Let us play our games. That's what it's Christmas Day. You're sitting back, you've had your dinner. Let me get into the snow in GTA. Don't lock me out with a denial of service attack.
Exactly. It's really selfish.
It's rubbish, but thank you, Rockstar, for continuing to let it snow and for the magic to live on.
So part of that, you can't get any of this stuff now because it ended on, I think, Monday, January the 5th. But if you were playing over the Christmas period, you should have been able to get some snowball fights on the go. You could actually pick up the snow and throw it at other people,
Sweet.
which was amazing. There were some ugly Christmas sweaters to get, some new scarves, hats, masks. All of that was free, so you could just go into the shop and pick it up. And then up to New Year's, there was a firework launcher, which we've seen before, and firework ammo that came back, so you could make use of them up until January the 5th to fire fireworks at your friends during New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which was very nice. So if you did have fun over Christmas, send us some of your pictures and we will take a look at them. Maybe we'll have a little Snapmatic run through next week of all of your favourite Christmas snaps.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Wouldn't that
We're
be
living
nice?
Christmas.
Yes. So finally this week then, we've got the news of some more mysteries. Now, I know you love a good GTA mystery, Dan. Still hanging on to the fact that there's a jetpack, even though everyone else in the community seems to have accepted that it doesn't exist. But I'm glad you're still here. So the latest talks, and we've probably talked about this before, is that the camera filters that were introduced for the Snapmatic pictures and things, could that have something to do with finding hidden things in the game? Because we know when the special editions came out, we had that map that if you shined a black light on it, certain words would show up, like you get take control above Fort Zancudo, £50,000 to the docks, that kind of stuff. And could that be a hint towards something that you have to do in-game, now that the filters seem to show you a bit more detail on some of them about the environments when you have them turned on? So could we have to go around with a camera, shine it at certain places to find ways into things? Now, it turned out that the things on the black light map were like where to pick up miniguns and where to find hidden packages, and it would just start you on that trail. So it would be hard to find where the start point of this thing is if that is what we have to do. But hey, it's just something to hold on to, right?
I mean, I agree. And I wanted to make a point about the jetpack, as in, is it a physical, real thing when we get to fly the jetpack? All I'll proffer to you is this. Is it, if you've seen Jan Martel's Life of Pi, have you seen that?
I haven't, no.
It's an interesting film. Visually, it's quite fun, right? It's a sort of a philosophical parable about the existence or otherwise of the divine, right? About God. You need to watch it. I don't want to spoil it, but watch that film and then substitute the twist for the jetpack and ask yourself, would I be happier believing in a jetpack or not believing in a jetpack? I'll leave you with that.
Well, I mean, that's always what we've said about the quest for the jetpack, is it's predominantly the quest that is exciting. Like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. The journey is the destination. That's it. It's all about the search. Now, it's about the fun of the discovery. The actual item will never be as satisfying as the quest to achieve it. That's like life, people. Sorry, I've gone into some sort of Dan's life tips rant cast here. But it is like, this is life. It's not about sitting on a desert island. It's about the quest to get there. Brackets, and a little bit about sitting on a desert island, because I really do quite fancy that.
All right, well, if you have any hints, tips, clues, things you'd like us to investigate, let us know in the comments and get in touch on Twitter and Facebook. And we'll be back next week, Wednesday at 5 p.m, with maybe some new challenges for you down in the new year. Yeah,
that would be sweet. Some challenges would be great. Just to say, there's lots going on around GTA 5 o'clock. One of the big questions we've had from some people is, you may have read that CVG, the website, is due to close. Now, the plans are that, like, at the end of, well, I don't know, in the next few months, right, CVG as it exists won't be there. The YouTube channel that GTA 5 o'clock sits on definitely will be there, but we haven't quite resolved yet how it's going to be named or whether it's going to be rebranded or what we do. But GTA 5 o'clock will still exist, to make that clear.
It will live on.
Yeah, it
somewhere.
will live on with the same people. Like, as far as I'm aware, no one's magicking me away, and neither James. So we're here. We'll be doing GTA 5 o'clock as is. Nothing changes. There might be some cosmetic changes top end, but the show will continue as is, hopefully as strong, if not better than ever, powered by 4K PC loveliness.
So, yeah, stay tuned for that news and announcements coming soon. So I think that's it for this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m.